Hello, my name is Chinonso Eze. I am a registered psychiatric nurse. I studied in Brandon University, the psychiatric nursing program. It's a 4-year program, and I work currently at the Northern Regional Health Authority, and I work in the acute psych unit. Nursing is a very flexible and very lucrative job. So it works best for me because I tend to diversify myself, and I believe that nursing profession checks all the marks for me. But to study nursing in Canada, it is important for you to have your basic science degree. Like for me, I came straight from Nigeria to Canada, and I had to have my mathematics, my English, biology, chemistry, physics. Those are the core subjects for you to have before you can be eligible to apply for nursing program in Canada. And while you're in the program, you have to complete a set of pre-degree courses, and that's what they call the pre-nursing. So you have an option to either do it for 2 years or 1 year and 6 months. So I opted for the 1 year 6 months because I came in the winter section. So in Canada or in Brandon University, they have the fall session or the winter session. So either one you come into, whatever works for you. But for me, the winter session worked best. So I came in the winter session and I picked the option of completing it in 1 year and 6 months. So it's totally flexible. It's still totally up to you. You can stretch it out to even 3 years, and you can just play around with it, see what works best for you, and I believe they are totally able to work with that. Experiences studying nursing in Canada, it was a learning process, I would say, for sure, because I had to adapt to utilizing emails, technologies. Like they have the major portion of teaching here in Canada is tech, so they utilize a lot of they go software into almost everything that they deal with. So that was a big part for me, because coming from Nigeria, everything was paper and pen. So we're used to always writing or sorting for physical copies of textbooks, notebooks, handouts, and all that. But here, everything is just online, emails, class updates, emails, check on your professor's emails. So everything was just online. So I had to adapt to that, and by the time I did, it was very simple, right? It just makes the flow and communication between you and your lecturers very, very easy. So that was one of the experiences I had. Another major experience I would say that I had to learn is getting a good accommodation, right? Because once you have a good accommodation, it will enable you to study better. You cannot be in a place that is noisy, or that will really distract you. So getting a good accommodation is a priority, because nursing is very heavy. It needs a lot of extra hours. You need to commit extra hours while catching up with other life activities. So you need a good accommodation. You might not get it off right at the bat, but always endeavor to research and make sure that you have a good accommodation. Then the next thing is connecting yourself with your community. Find a community, maybe a community group, because that's how information is being passed on in this Canada. One thing I know is, if you don't ask, no one will tell you. So you need to have that solid community base where you can ask questions freely, connect yourself with resources around you. Very paramount. Get in touch with the school resources. The school itself offers a lot of helpful resources. Get in touch with them, try to connect with it, because you might be you're trying to do everything by yourself, but no, try to connect yourself with school resources. They will really, really help big time. So some of the tips I would suggest for Africans that are coming over to Canada to study nursing, I would say get your budgets. Really plan yourself in terms of finances. Try to see how you can secure a job. And one of the most important things in getting a job is your resume. There's something it's common among Nigerians to say, call it the Canadian resume. So you need to get yourself a place to fix your resume. Get yourself a place where you can actually write a good resume and get a good job. Get a job is very important. I can't stress it as much. It is very important to get yourself into the system. Start understanding from an early age when you get into the program. So get yourself a job. Then the next thing I would also suggest is, like I said earlier, get in touch with community resources and try as much as possible to ask a lot of questions. Ask as many questions as you can, because no one will tell you if you don't ask. No one would. So always ask a lot of questions. Keep asking questions. I can't stress that too much. Then the next thing is to get yourself a good mentor for this nursing program. It is important that every single person in nursing, like I'm talking about nursing field now, and most other professional fields, I would say, you get yourself a good mentor, someone that is either 2 classes ahead of you or someone that is even done with the program. It is important because they would coach you on some of the experiences that they've gone through while they were students. It will give you an early exposure prior to you encountering that problem. So by the time you must have played or replayed that scenario in your head over and over again, by the time you get to that scenario, you have an already available solution for yourself. So it's important for you to get a mentor, get someone that can coach you through step by step on things to do and things not to do while you're in the program. And while we're on that, you should also get in touch. As part of the resources that I'm talking about, it's important to get consultation. And one of the best ones that you can use while in British Columbia is McVic Education Counseling in Canada. So they offer a broad spectrum of other resources. So it's more like a combination of all these things that I've talked about. So it's important to get yourself consults from this consulting institution. So as part of the resources that I mentioned, please include that. And good luck in your program, and you're welcome to Canada. Have a nice day.